Sixth year in the NBA, first time in Milwaukee as a player. What are you looking forward to prove to yourself and maybe the rest of the league here this season?
For me, I just want to go hoop. I don't really want to focus too much on trying to prove to other people what I know I can do. It's more of a proving to myself. And so I want to go out there and be myself and just help with this team win a lot of games.
Let's go with Jim. We'll open it up to the room.
Jim Lazarski, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Good to see you, Cole. Welcome.
Appreciate that.
Look, I know that's business as someone who, kind of like Gary, right, where this has been your whole life to some degree. But what was this offseason like with a trade and so different transactions, and suddenly you're a free agent and can pick. So just, I don't know, what was that like for you to go through those things and then end up here?
Yeah, I remember when I got traded to Memphis. I remember the morning I was in New York, I was with my family, and I was like, dang, Dad just got traded. It didn't really hit me. It didn't really feel real. And I was like, dang, this is life. You know what? I'm going to attack this like a pro. My plan was to have a great summer, was to work as hard as I can, be consistent. It was boring, but good boring. I feel like I got a lot of work done and got better this summer. And I'd say, obviously there was a lot of uncertainty. I got traded to Memphis. Didn't know if I was going to be there. Obviously didn't end up staying there. And then got the opportunity to sign here in Milwaukee, and I was like, oh man, my man G here. I'm like, I'm with Giannis. This sounds like a good opportunity. And so I just remember signing. I was hyped. I think I was in Antigua when I ended up when I got the call, like, all right, we're committing to the Bucks, and I was like, yes, this is gas, this is fire. And from that point on, I kind of started shifting. I'm like, all right, like now I got to kind of shift to potentially playing alongside Giannis, playing alongside, everyone else on this team, Bobby, BP, Big Miles. And so it just kind of started to shift my work a little bit into just trying to fit into this system here. But, it's not too different than what I would have been doing, just trying to get better, working on my shot, my handle, guard and trying to get faster, trying to get stronger. I'm always a firm believer in, you can't achieve perfection, but you can get pretty close. And so I just try to work my tail off.
Well, you mentioned Gary, but you're a free agent. You could have went to wherever. So did you look at the backcourt and, okay, how do I fit in with either these guys? And then I guess maybe what'd you talk to Doc about your role? Like, how did you kind of process all of the roster and then what he's telling you about what they expect from you?
Yeah, for me, I've always felt, when I'm right and when I'm mentally right, physically right, that I can, I don't feel like it's anyone who can kind of match me. I'm gonna be honest, but I think looking at this team, I was like, it's a talented team. We got some young dudes here. Obviously, you got Big GA, who is a one of one. Best player in the world, honestly, if anything. But I was just like, this is a team that has a championship pedigree. They've done it. And I think they can do it again. And I was like, man, I'd love to just be a part of a team that, is really playing for some, that can go win a championship, alternatively to potentially going somewhere where, I was in Orlando several years where we weren't good. That wasn't really my main goal to go do that again. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just the pieces aligned, and this ended up being, I believe, is the right move. And I think, the further we get on, we'll be like, all right, this really was the right move.
Eric?
Eric Name, The Athletic. Cole, good to talk to you again.
Yes, sir.
I guess just for you, Doc's talked a lot about advanced passes and trying to pick up the pace. As a point guard, someone that's going to have the ball in his hands, or maybe not have the ball in his hands, if Giannis bring it up, just how do you feel like you can help as a leader to start playing faster and to get this team going?
Yeah, I think, the way this team is built, if we play fast, we got dudes that can shoot it. We obviously got, I keep saying this, but Giannis is in transition who's stopping that? I just think that, I think playing faster makes a lot of sense, especially with the group that we have and the way that the NBA is trending. So I think that I think I can fit right into doing that. Just, I like to play fast. I think I'm pretty fast myself. You know what I'm saying? I can kick the ball ahead to whoever, and just at the same time, I think I can thrive in the open court too. So I think it makes a lot of sense for this unit, especially really to want to play fast.
And middle of the room to Jackson.
Jackson Gross, brewhoop.com. Cole, what was it like to not only play for one of your dad's former teams, but be able to wear his number in the same city he played in?
Yeah, I mean, this is a true, I feel like, full circle moment. You know, I wore my pop's number in Orlando, which was cool. You know, got to honor him there. But like now to play on a team that he was a part of at one point, wearing the same number, I just feel like, you know, it's not a lot of NBA players that can say they've done the same thing. They say they've done that, and so I think it's an honor. You know, I wear this jersey, the Bucks jersey with pride. I wear the Anthony jersey with pride, and I think it's dope. It's one of those things that's just really cool.